Right, it's just coming up to 6:45 here in Paris, and let's get some business news for you now on the programme. Let's talk to our business editor, Kate Moody. Kate, here in France, retailers have been pushing back against the lockdown restrictions. They argue they should be allowed to reopen before December the 1st, particularly because of the so-called Black Friday sales. Tell us what's the latest.
Well, Nadia, this typically American sales event has become really central to the French dispute about when and how to loosen these lockdown restrictions, particularly for non-essential businesses. Now, the Economy and Finance Minister Bruno Le Maire held a meeting with business owners and retail lobbies this Thursday, urging them once again to push back any Black Friday promotions back a week to early December rather than November the 27th. A couple of big chains, including Carrefour and Leclerc, have said that they will agree to postpone their flash sales, both online and in store, but only if they're allowed to open stores during the last weekend of November. That's a few days before the lockdown is officially due to end on December the 1st. Smaller independent stores argue that no matter what decision is made on timing, they stand to lose the most here against online platforms. Discussions on this Black Friday question are due to continue tomorrow. Now, Black Friday only recently became a phenomenon here in France, but last year it generated some 6 billion euros worth of sales, and this year it's become a really key part of retailers' strategy to try to kick off the holiday shopping season and hopefully make up for some of the financial losses that they've racked up during the pandemic.
Let's turn, Kate, now to the United States, because the number of applications for jobless benefits has increased. This is for the first time in a month.
Yeah, the weekly figures that we see each Thursday have been decreasing slightly, but pretty steadily since early October. Last week's data bucked that trend. 742,000 Americans filed applications for unemployment benefits last week. That's up from 710,000 the previous week. Now, we are far from the peak of nearly 7 million applications in a single week that we saw back in March, but we're still around 3 times higher than the average pre-pandemic filing rate. Large corporations like Boeing, Disney, and Exxon have all announced major layoffs in recent weeks, so the numbers could continue to climb. More than 21 million Americans are currently receiving unemployment benefits, but more than half of them could lose that financial support by the end of the year. Now, emergency measures that were approved by Congress at the beginning of the pandemic made independent and gig economy workers eligible for those benefits that they wouldn't otherwise have access to, and they extended the amount of time that other people who are out of work can claim government support. Those measures are due to expire at the end of December, and lawmakers have yet to agree on a renewal or any more financial aid for out-of-work people as part of another stimulus bill. A report that was released on Wednesday said that without action by Congress, 12 million Americans will fall off what they described as the benefits cliff, leaving them without jobs and without any financial aid from the government. So even as some indicators start to show signs of a recovery from the pandemic, the risk of economic hardship in the United States is really more prevalent than ever.
Yeah. Finally, from you, Kate, we know it's been a pretty volatile week on the stock market. What's the picture this Thursday?
Well, earlier this week, investors were really tuned into any developments about a possible coronavirus vaccine. That boost seems to have worn off now, despite some more positive news from the research teams at AstraZeneca and Oxford University. The major European indices have closed lower. We saw losses of between about 2/3 and nearly 9/10 of a percentage point. Investors in Europe much more focused on warnings from the European Central Bank that the Eurozone is facing a lot more economic damage as countries now tighten their restrictions. Wall Street's mixed. We're seeing the tech-heavy NASDAQ outperforming. It's boosted in part by Sonos. Shares of that speakers and audio equipment maker up 27% this hour after it reported strong quarterly results. The Dow Jones is trending down, heading for its 3rd consecutive day of losses after hitting a new record high earlier this week on Monday.
All right, Kate Moody, our business editor, thank you very much indeed. And let's